Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Really sad news today. Sean Connery, the original James Bond, passed away last night in Bahamas. So God bless him for that. That's where he used to live. At the ripe old age of 90. Yes, Sean Connery was actually younger than Roger Moore, believe it or not. Roger Moore auditioned first time around for James Bond, but lost out to Sean Connery. And then when Sean Connery gave up the position, it was actually offered to the prisoner actor, Patrick McGoohan. But Patrick McGoohan passed it up. George Lazenby picked up on Her Majesty's Secret Service. That didn't work out so well. Lazenby was difficult, shall we say. And then Roger Moore came in. Really sad news. I mean, I'm trying to be upbeat in as much as he was 90 years old. He's gone through, a hell of a life. He's on his 100th decade of life here. And he did, so much, brought so much joy to all of us. But still, even passing at such a great age, it hits you. It hits you and it hits you hard. And Sean Connery and James Bond played a great part in my childhood growing up. Even now, still love James Bond. But of course, it wasn't just all about that. He was a tremendous actor. He's played some iconic roles. The Man Who Would Be King. You just got to look at Untouchables. Highlander, if you want to go there. My personal favorite Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I'm joking. Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, which was, I don't know, there was just something about that film where everything clicked perfectly. He worked perfectly as Harrison Ford's father, played a great role. It was a great coming together of a family that had been so fragmented. Such a fun film. Then going off, to do, if I just look at his IMDb, we just got to scroll through it. And it's just a plethora of amazing talent. Had some, amazing ties with Robin Hood, by the way. He played Robin Hood back in 1976. And then his son, Jason Connery, played Robin Hood for the ITV TV series back in the 80s. And then he turned up in a cameo at the end of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, with Kevin Costner and Robin Waxley as King Richard. So I don't know. He seems to have some link to Robin Hood as well. Time Bandits, of course. Just amazing stuff. Towards the end, some people will have different opinions about other stuff. First Night, of course, The Rock. Tremendous film. And stuff like Avengers, which didn't go down. This is not Marvel's Avengers. This is the Steed and Peel. And then, of course, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which was kind of one of the factors which made him decide to hang up his boots and retire. They did try and get him back for Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull business. Looking back now, kind of glad that he passed that one up. But they did have a nice little memory to him there in that. Now, this is stuff we all know. I'm not, shining some sort of revelation or anything out here. So I just want to turn this a little bit more personal to myself. And you know me, I'm a very private person. I don't normally discuss these things, but in this instance, I think it's quite important because growing up, I didn't have a father until I was 11 years old. That's when my father came into my life to live with us. Up until then, he worked abroad, and I maybe saw him once a year. I can't recall many instances of seeing him until I was 11. And he stayed until I was 17 years old, when I ran away from home. And I ran away from home because I couldn't take him anymore. He was a horrible, disgusting, selfish, nasty individual. And I took 6 years of abuse from the man, and I couldn't take it any longer. And when you go through something like that, when you have no father figure to look up to, or when you have no father figure in your life, you just have a mother trying to raise you, and God bless my mother for doing that. And I'm not saying that Sean Connery is a father figure, but what I'm saying is you look to external sources to provide you with the information on how to be a man, how to grow up and be a man, a masculinity. And so for me, I was fortunate enough to be interested and involved in fantasy and geekdom. And so I had lots of different exploratory avenues to do so. From the hero in fighting fantasy novels, through to comics with Batman, Superman, alpha males, morally right, morally sound, ambiguous, of course, with Batman, but the kind of honesty of these people taught you things. And one of the characters which I loved to watch was Bond. And Sean Connery's Bond was particularly a favorite of mine, was my favorite, because of the way in which he played the role. He wasn't just suave. He wasn't just kick-ass. There was a different element, really intrinsic different elements to him. One moment he would flash a smile, the next moment he would put a bullet in your head. This was a person who could change on a dime. This was a person who got things done. This was a person who could, in Bond, I'm talking about, of course, who could switch emotions on and off, seemingly. And when you're going through difficult times, emotions can be hard to handle. And so being able to look at a character like Bond, for me personally, to be able to look at superheroes, particularly ones that wore masks and hid their true selves, I feel protected me a lot in my teenage years. I think the most important years of development, because what was going on at home, which was horrible to me, I developed a mask that I could put on for the rest of the world and hide that pain and hide that discomfort. Up until 17, where it all kind of fell apart. But it held me together for 6 years. These great alpha males who were filling a role, who were teaching me how to be a man, how to be strong, how to take it. And I just find that in my development, my formative years, they provided me with so much to get me through. And I would sit there when I could, when he wasn't in the house and stuff, and I would just put Bond movies on over and over again. I would just watch them through and watch them through and watch them through. And then, you know, I found solace in my comics later on and stuff like that. So Bond has always meant a lot to me. It's always made me feel secure, if that makes sense, because it helped me get through what was, you know, the most difficult period of my life. Never mind all the other stuff, but because of his role as Bond, I follow, you know, you follow the careers of these people. They are great men. Sean Connery was a great man, a great actor. And what he leaves behind for us is just an incredible legacy of entertainment, legacy of power. Gonna miss him. Gonna miss him a lot.